Good morning. My name is Chris Fox, and today we're talking about how to seize control of your time. Time management is something that bedevils us all. Lots and lots of us have wonderful goals planned and things that we want to do, but somehow it's 2019 and it all got away from us in 2018. And we're wondering going forward, how do we accomplish these big picture goals? How do I become that best-selling author? How do you quit your day job? How do you up your income as an author? How do you finish your first novel if that's the stage that you're at? And the answer is actually the same for all of us. And it's a very interesting look at our society as a whole, because somewhere around the time that the word priority changed in definition, we started to have problems. Priority is a singular thing. You do not have priorities. You have a priority, the thing that is the most important to you. And what we've done as a society, I feel, is made it so we have priorities. We now have these 8 things that we're supposed to care about at the same time. And when you care about 8 things, you really don't care about anything because you're giving everything a little slice of your attention, and that's why things don't get done like you might want them to. So how do you fix that? How do you change things? Well, here's a quick mental exercise to show you that you could write 5,000 words a day every day if you really wanted to. If I told you, whoever you might be, I will pay you $100,000 if you write 5,000 words every single day for the next 30 days, do you think you could do it? I am willing to bet that there's definitely some fear there, but for most people that are watching this, they could find a way to write 5,000 words. Maybe not good words, but they could find a way to write 5,000 words a day if there was $100,000 or $1 million waiting at the other end of that tunnel. All of a sudden, they're motivated enough to find the time, to find the resources to make this happen because the reward is worth it. And the reward is so great that it has made writing a priority to them. So here's what you need to do if you want to amp up anything in your writing life or in your life in general in 2019. Make it a priority. You want to seize control of your time? Focus your time on the thing that is most important to you. So it's not about a to-do list. To-do lists are great. And in the next segment of the video, we're actually going to jump into my kind of to-do list. I'll show you how I do things. I use the Getting Things Done system by David Allen. I'm not saying you shouldn't do that stuff, but really it comes down to where you're focusing your attention. What is your priority? That is the secret to time management. Anyway, let's jump in. I'm going to show you my screen. We're going to look at how I manage my projects. You can see a practical example, but you can see I literally have a priority. I have a list of things in order that I am working on, and the thing at the top of that list is the most important. That is where most of my attention is going. Anyway, yeah, let's jump in. I'll show you my screen.
Okay, so what you're seeing here is an app called OmniFocus, and the app itself is not important. There are all sorts of apps that do what this does. Which one you choose to use is up to you, but it works for me because it matches the Getting Things Done system that was created by David Allen in the book of the same name, and Getting Things Done is an amazing book. But we will talk about that at another time. We're looking specifically at how I am seizing control of my time. So what you see on the left-hand side here is my list of priorities. I know I just demonized that word, but you can see my top priority is that Magitech Chronicles launch and the tasks that are involved there. And the reason why I don't just focus entirely on that until it's done and then move to the next thing is oftentimes you have tasks that you can't complete right now. You're waiting on somebody else. So for example, for Prepare for Taxes, I needed to compile all of my expenses, which I did. And that took me, God, I want to say like 8 hours of work to get everything done. And at the time, Prepare for Taxes was critical. It was my priority. It was the very top here. But when I finished the work that I could do, it as a project fell down here to my back burner. And when I can work on something, when Amazon sends me my tax documentation and I get the PayPal stuff, and I talked to John Truby about the webinars that we did and see if there's any tax ramifications, like do I need paperwork for that? And then of course I'm going to have to transfer my funds to my IRA. You can see sort of what the sub-tasks are here to get this finished. And I've got a number of projects like this, but they're arrayed in order. So the first thing I'll do is click on Magitech Chronicles launch tasks, look for the top item, and do it. And I'm repeating this for each of them. And if you look at Motivation, How to Seize Control of Your Time, this video here, it doesn't have any tasks because the task is just to record it. So all I did was make a note about kind of what I wanted to do in the first segment of the video, and the rest of it is you're seeing it here. And so since I'm done recording this, as soon as I finish here, I'm going to go ahead and go to Status, Completed, boom. That video is taken care of. And I'll look at my tasks in order. So for the Draft Burt #2 cover, I've brainstormed a couple of possibilities. I need to mock some of these up. I've worked on the first mock-up, but not very heavily. So I'll put a little bit of time into this now that the Magitech Chronicles launch tasks are done for the day. And then when I'm done with that, I'll go to finish plotting Nefarious, and then finally, by the end of today, I want to set up some UK Facebook ads. The high stuff, I probably won't get today because it's Sunday and I want to take a break. But if this were a Monday and I was working a little bit harder, then I would start going down my high list. And the goal is start at the most critical project that I have, do whatever work I can to get that done, and when I hit a roadblock or can go no further, look at the next thing. And then look at the next thing, and then look at the next thing and go through my list of projects. And I always put the most critical thing at the very, very top. So my priority is going to get taken care of first. And this is how my time management works. And it is absolutely amazing what this can do for you. So let me go ahead and bring my email up, and I want to show you the miracle of how this system works. So apologies to Pixiu Press for showing your email. I hope that's okay. But you can see I've got a courtesy reminder from my dentist to come in for a dental appointment, and I've got this one email that came in this morning that I haven't yet answered. But notice that other than that, my inbox is completely 100% empty. There is nothing in my inbox. And that is because the best time management I can do is to stay on top of it and to sort of silo all the stuff that I'm working on. So every day I go through my email here, and if it's actionable, I'll drop it into my actionable folder. And if I have a temporary project I'm working on, like Burt, I'll create a folder, and then all the emails that have to do with that will get dumped in there. So I very closely monitor and have a system for tracking all of the things that I'm working on, and that is how I manage my time. If you want to seize control of your time, getting organized is key. You can do it through something like a book, like Getting Things Done is a wonderful, wonderful first step. But whatever system you want to set up, it begins with really setting a priority. Figure out what you want. If somebody was going to pay you $1 million to do this thing, could you get it done? And if the answer is yes, then it really means that if it was important enough to you, you could get it done now. So reprioritize. Take a look at what you've got going on, and then maybe investigate a few different types of organization this year. I'll have some future videos coming out that'll talk more about getting things done and about the specifics of how you implement a system like this and how you get down to zero email. I'll do those things. But for now, I would suggest for the new year especially, focus on reprioritization. Make sure that you know what the most important thing is and the next most important thing is, and focus on that first. Even though you feel stressed and you don't have very much time and you can only carve out a few minutes here and there, if you have a priority list like this and you're looking at the top object on that list, you should be able to find a little bit of time to take care of one action on that project. And if you do that under priority every day, it will get done. So again, set a priority, kind of organize the things that you're working on, and that's how you're going to be able to seize control of your time in 2019. It's not so much about making a to-do list every day as it is about just knowing what your priorities are. All right, guys, I do need to get back to the writing. I am knee-deep in Nefarious, Book 6 of the Magitech Chronicles, and I want to get back to that, so I will see you next week.